Stop.
We used to do this.
She kind of just laid it out herself. Well,
We teach it.
does this make you feel better?
Okay. Go ahead and
You can
finish
stick
that
your
up.
cupcake
Maybe
in
another
the
minute or
dish.
two.
No, I'm not making
Here, let's make it-
myself
Kendra,
part
what
of
do you have
that.
created so far? Pancakes. Do you think you can sculpt it into something else quickly? What is this one?
Clay on the, in the. Yes.
Holding him up to this.
Oh, it's just his platform maybe?
It's supposed to be the average, this is probably.
Okay, good.
Shut
Making
up.
sun?
It is
Okay.
a cup.
What the?
It's a cherry.
Very nice. Oh, I see it.
We'll put a little stem
I
here.
think your cupcakes looks awesome.
Phil, you still don't know who your person is? It's just a person. Just the guy.
Shake David, come there. Have your bounty.
Really, everybody guess.
Rocket.
It's a rocket.
Spaceship.
Maybe it's
Alright.
just the anger aura of this table.
Oh,
Oh, wow,
anger.
they just called you anger. The anger aura. Your aura aura.
Is he part of that?
Yes, it is. This is
I
you have my text?
You take a bite. And you take another bite. You
How
chew.
do you eat a cupcake?
Well, you like icing.
See, it's like
Good,
good.
you have donuts up in the
I don't like icing. I don't like cupcakes. If it's like that crappy ice.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't want you to touch it.
Would you like a little clay?
That's okay.
Are you sure? We have plenty. Well, I mean, right here, like, if Grace isn't using any of these. Grace, is this yours? Is that your creation? Or the hot dog? Yeah.
There,
Oh,
he said make something, I said it did.
I'll give him.
Is that Abraham Lincoln?
Then my tribal statue.
Oh.
No! You didn't
Who's that?
you
Tribal
didn't.
statue.
Take it my way.
What are you sculpting there?
What do you make?
And a jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Yes. But I can't put it like this.
Right. That's actually good with stuff.
No,
Look at my
Is
skin.
it jellyfish?
This kid is actually pretty old.
I could have made his body normal, but I just made him really fat because I had a ball and I was
Okay,
like,
can you grab a seat, please?
No!
Please, Joseph, can you please return to your seat?
I'll make a cow for you.
inspired shakes artist or Gunner's artists.
I need a hot dog. Somebody make me one.
Okay, could I have everybody's attention, please?
Big hot dog.
We're going to go around the room and just explain what you created and why. So what I want to do is have Grace start for us. Grace, could you please explain to us what you created and why?
I created a football helmet and a football to go with it because Jacob created him, and in support of Iron. And I also made a 4-leaf clover in honor of my grandfather who recently passed away.
Well, thank you, Grace. Jake, what do you have for us?
I made a rocket ship because I passed my BA, so.
Now, what does that stand for?
I just never listened yet.
Mark.
I made a penguin because penguins waddle.
Because penguins waddle. Good, good. Aurora, what do you have?
Carts and archway.
Okay, and what's this? Is it a basket? You're not sure what it is? An artistic representation. Okay. Good. Lizzie, what do you have for us?
Jellyfish.
A jellyfish. Can you
It's a jellyfish.
show that the proper?
It's a dead jellyfish.
Well, can you turn it upside down a little bit, right?
Okay.
Okay, it's a jellyfish.
A lot
See
of
that? Good. Allie, what do you have?
Cupcake.
A cupcake. You and Megan worked on this together?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Why'd you create a cupcake?
Because I want a cupcake.
Cupcake. Okay, fair enough. Kendra, what do you have?
I made a flower because I couldn't make anything else.
Okay. Joe, can you explain your creation?
I made a ski.
You made a skier.
I like to ski.
Okay, good. Phil, what do you have?
The stick person.
A stick person.
Let me
Okay.
see it.
Stick.
Look more
I made a Kelly.
They don't peel up very well from the table, so you may not want to try to move it. Okay, Gunnar, can you show everyone what you created?
It is a tribal statue head.
Very detailed.
But it's
Very detailed.
uh,
Good. Oh, thank you, Gunnar.
Wow.
Okay. fine. Can you show what you created?
Okay, well, we all decided to do a SpongeBob character. So I made SpongeBob and Gary in a cup.
Okay. Thank you. Girls, can you show us the other characters, please?
I made Plankton, bunny looking Mr. Krabs, and the jellyfish.
Those are
And then the
Okay. Good. Oh, go ahead and give yourself a round of applause. You guys did a nice job, please. Good. If you could please put the clay in the middle of the table. You may ball it up. That is fine.
Someone's gonna hurt
I'm
you.
throwing clay. We made that announcement earlier. No throwing clay. Okay. So why did we do this clay activity?
We read a story about clay.
Imagination.
We read a story about clay. The story is titled what?
Clay of we are
And from
created.
clay, we also
And
are
a play.
We are
Not quite.
End of clay we are created.
End of clay, we are creator. Are we created? Good, good. So how is clay important in the story?
Because it's
the girls
imagination.
drowning.
Go ahead and say that again, please, Jake.
Because the girls like drowning in clay and Ashley is wandering.
Well, is she drowning in clay? Or is she
No,
trapped?
She's trapped in clay.
She's trapped, right? And so what caused that clay to trap the girl? How did that happen?
Volcano.
Well, there was an eruption that was possibly going to happen, and what ended up happening is the snow that was on the top had melted, mixed with mud and gravel and created clay. Good. So what is the title of this story? Oh, go ahead, Joseph.
Why didn't they just pull her out with the helicopter?
Well, because do you remember when they said they tied a rope to her and went to pull, that she was held down by something?
Was there a man down there holding them?
Well,
Wasn't it her
actually,
brothers and sisters?
yeah, Julianne, please say that louder.
Her brothers and sisters.
Her family members had a hold of her ankles. They were trapped and they had passed away, but she couldn't free herself. She was stuck.
Wait, not actually had a hold of her ankles, and it was like.
No, literally had a hold of her ankles. I mean,
And they
a
died.
grasp.
When
And they had died.
So yeah, when.
When the grip kind of go away after they.
Well, I'm no expert on the subject, so I can't really
Hey, couldn't she just move her
say
leg
how that
like
would
this?
happen.
No.
I don't think. I
Gunner's
don't think
father
that
is
would be
a
the
doctor,
case.
so I would.
Guys. So what is the title of this story an allusion to?
Of clay.
What is it an allusion to? No ideas? Come on, guys, guess. It's okay. You say that louder, Courtney?
Illusion or illusion?
No, allusion with an A. A reference to something. It's a biblical allusion. In clay are we created. Okay, we understand that? Now we get it? Good, good. So what is the nature of clay?
Wow. It's moldable.
It's malleable.
Oh,
Malleable.
Science.
It's just science.
Is it fragile?
No.
No.
No? What
Unless
about
it's
when clay
unless-
hardens?
Yeah, I was gonna say unless it's hard. Right.
So it's clay.
It comes back
So it's malleable, it's fragile. Does clay last forever?
to life.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's say does hardened clay last forever? It can break.
If you take care of it.
Maybe so, Gunnar, if you take care of it. But generally
If you cherish it,
pretty
you-
fragile
You believe it.
if you believe.
Yeah. Just gotta believe.
Okay, so what I had you do there, that activity was so that you could all be creators and create something with your hands. It didn't necessarily matter what you created, but just the fact that you got into the mindset of sculpting clay. I was more focused on just the different things that you created. So, like when Grace said that she created a 4-leaf clover, there was meaning behind it. It wasn't the fact that she just wanted to create something. So what else do we know about clay? Is it 3-dimensional?
Yes.
Yes. Are we 3-dimensional?
Whoa, almost like.
Are we fragile like clay? We are, right? Yeah. And the biblical illusion is that man was sculpted and he just sculpted the clay. Do we understand that? What do you think, Phil? Do you understand that? Sculpted from clay. You understand the biblical illusion?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the remaining time, what I need you to do is please pull out your question support guides. Jake, what did I just do? Jake, what did I just ask you to do?
Get my study guide out.
Okay, thank you. Girls, can you just hold on 1 minute, please? I understand you have blue hands, but you need to focus on our worksheet. You're not gonna be doing anything. I think it's gonna be really go watch your hands right now. I think it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna check to make sure everyone has the question support worksheet. Thank you, Grace. Gunnar, do you have your question support worksheet with you?
It's done.
Okay, please pull that out. We're gonna go over everything. Thank you.
Here's mine.
Okay, go ahead and pull it out. We're gonna review it.
How long do you teach us for? Like,
I'm here till the 19th.
what's the date?
That's too soon.
Today's the 5th.
Okay, so let's talk about and of clay are we created. So number 5, monitor understanding. Name 2 strategies you use to increase understanding and tell what they help you understand. Lizzie, what do you have for your first one?
Rereading lines,
Rereading lines. Why was that helpful?
because sometimes you don't read it correctly, or you read it too fast, you don't get the whole meaning of it.
Yeah, and sometimes you miss minor details, right, that are really crucial to the story, but you may read over. Good. Jake, what do you have for your second monitor understanding strategy?
Analyze specific sentences to find a deeper meaning.
Okay, good. So with some of those sentences, could we visualize? Could we visualize ourselves in the story? Could we see Azucena trapped, trying to save her? Mark, could you visualize yourself there? Absolutely, I could. I know when I read the story, I saw myself there, trying to help free her. Good. So how does Rolf help Azucena? India, how does Rolf help her?
He stays with her and tries as hard as he can to get her out.
How does he try that? What does he do for her?
Well, he
Take your time, it's okay. Does he give her anything?
yeah, he gives her
Food and coffee, right? He talks about the coffee warming her body and that being nourishing to her. Good, so what else? What else does he do for her? Does he keep her mind off of things?
Yeah, he's on the story.
He tells her stories. What stories does he tell her? Ones that his mom told him? Good, good. How else does he help this girl? Jake, how else does he help her?
The whole time he keeps calling, trying to get a pump so he can pump up the water.
I thought that was
What's that? No, please go ahead if you have a question. Ask.
no, I thought that was
How did she die? I don't know.
She just gives
Well,
up.
we'll talk about that actually. Julianne asked a good question. Let's just have a quiet so that way we can clarify that. What does the girlfriend do? Rolf's girlfriend, how does she help?
She gets a pump.
She does everything in her power to get a pump, right? Get a pump, get all the leaders in the town to do everything they can to send a pump to help her boyfriend save Azucena. Good. So how does Azucena help Rolf? Go ahead, Courtney. She consoles him. How?
she was talking about how her life was growing up and like how her changing his life and made him think of his.
Good, good. What else, India?
She helps him let go of his past.
Let go of his past. What happened in his past?
His father put him, I think, like in a little closet and like punished him for having
his father was abusive, right? His father was abusive. So what other things does Rolf have to come to grips with? Jake?
His mother was like a prostitute or something, wasn't she?
Well, what do we think about that? Let's think about that. They talk about red stiletto heels, but what was going on currently as Rolf was growing up?
World War II, so maybe she got like raped by the Germans.
Well, it's a good possibility. I don't think we can jump to the conclusion that she was a prostitute. That she was probably forced into doing something against her will, right? And that's something that Rolf really never come to grips with. So talking with Azucena allowed him to really come to terms with himself and his past. So Azucena is willing to accept her fate, but Rolf isn't. Why does Rolf work so hard to keep her alive? Go ahead, Julianne.
Because he said he loves her more than he loved anything else.
Good. He cares about her. He loves her. He loves her more than his girlfriend back at home, more than his mother, right? Go ahead, Grace.
I also said he kind of saw himself in her life, being vulnerable, not being able to do anything about her life.
Good. Very nice, Grace.
He was like that on yourself.
Good. Good. What else? Why else does he want to save her so badly? Gunnar, what do you think?
He can't, I don't know, he just can't stand to let her die on his watch because, like, he thinks the media should help when.
Yeah, absolutely. He feels responsible, right? He feels it's his calling to help her. The author feels that Rolf's loss of objectivity is what, Megan? This is number 8.
I said that it was a good thing because it forced him to deal with things in his past that he wanted to bury.
Good. And what often happens for a reporter? And as they're reporting a story, do they get to voice their opinion?
No.
No, they're pretty objective, right? So Rolf, getting past the camera lens, is now experiencing his emotions. Right? Do we all understand that? Being objective as a reporter, you often don't come to terms with the things he sees. Like, he's seen war, he's seen death, and he talks about those things, but they really haven't affected him. Certainly not as much as dealing with Azucena. Good answer, Megan. So number 10, number 9. Write 3 things that you learned from the narrator about Rolf. Aurora, could you tell us something about Rolf?
He doesn't talk about his past.
Okay, good. Allie, what's another thing about Rolf that we know?
He had a rough childhood.
Mark.
He never gives up even though it's not.
Right, he's persistent. Absolutely. Phil, do you have another?
But he's a news reporter.
Good. Just a simple fact, he's a news reporter. No, that's good. And he's a good one at that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. We know that he's been on multiple big scenes. He's covered the big stories. He's reliable. We trust him, right? Good. The author feels that the role of the media in a disaster is to what? Joseph, what do you have for number 10?
I wasn't sure on that one.
Who else wasn't sure? Number 10 was a little bit tough. It's okay. Kendra, you weren't sure as well? Lizzie, could you tell us what you have for number 10?
I said that it's their job to kind of like connect with the people and try to get like support and help from them.
Good. Very nice. Very nice. You just said help. Okay, does anyone else have anything to add to that?
This is game.
Lizzie, you did a nice job with that. Good. The role of the media in a disaster is to find the humanity behind the objective news story. Right, Jake?
Right.
Right. Good. So are there any questions about this story at all? Because you'll have a test on Monday and Tuesday. Monday you'll have your reading comprehension check, and then Tuesday you'll have your constructed responses. Okay? So over the weekend you don't have any assigned homework, but please know that Monday and Tuesday you will be tested. Yes, the stories that we read in Unit 5. So, the plot against people, hold on 1 second, Mark. The plot against people and the end of play are we created.
It's the unit test,
Unit
so
test.
it's focused on the terms, the author's purpose piece of things. It's not story specific.
Okay, I
Okay.
apologize, my
That's
mistake.
okay. Nope. That was a communication between Mr. Morton and me, so
Okay.
it's a unit test, an author's purpose.
Test, okay.
Yeah.
Mark, you have a question?
And we're looking back, Grace.
Are we in the fourth grade here now?
So.
Okay, so you have a lot to do now, right?
So I would just like after you guys do the test, right? Songs on Tuesday, where you guys do it right?
Starting poetry. It's National Poetry Month. It's not an April Fool's joke either.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so National Poetry Month. Guys, have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, I always like to keep their little babies. I like that.
Joe, I'll probably just stay in
How are you?
Joe.
They're keeping my little man.
Thank you. Oh, good. I like that. It's very good, Grace.